Mm, 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 mm.
Don't.
Mm, 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 mm,
Don't do it.
mm,
Don't.
mm, 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 mm. Are we in the clear? I think I'm in the clear. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Greasy Pussy
Show.
Cat.
Oh, baby. We here.
We steer?
You in the right direction. Welcome to another edition of the Grossi Perna Show. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. And this is G a P S. And the S stands for sweaty because I had to do my lawn real quick.
Oh.
And not the manscaped lawn, like the actual like grass lawn. Can you imagine you were sweaty after that lawn? You're just like, I was just down there for hours. It was in the bush. And it's just us trimming away. And it's just sparks were flying.
How'd you work up the sweat?
Mask on.
Running a marathon? Deadlifting? Nope. Just trimming some pubes.
Just trimming the bush. I wouldn't recommend shaking while you do that. That could go very wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
But folks, we're already off the rails. But listen, no, it's not even humid outside. It's just legitimately I had to sprint to get my lawn done because I have no time until the end of the month. So here we are. We have a lot to talk about. Of course, the title of this program, because this news broke when Brandon and I were not live. One Aaron Rodgers arriving in New York today, already in the green sweatshirt. And some a-hole on Twitter was like, I can't even tell a different shade of green.
He looks exactly the same.
Shut up. Shut up. But yeah, it's
Joe Rogan, welcome to New York City, baby.
Got a nice haircut.
Oh, he looks sharp. He looked good.
He is looking sharp. He had a
You know what else he looked like?
You tell me.
Happy. Looked happy for the first time in, I don't know, 10 years. A decade.
I hope Russell Wilson is so mid that you do not get a really good draft pick. I hope you're at pick like 20.
Have to live last year over again.
Nope. I want that for the next 10 years now. I want that for the next 10 years.
You know what is funny is I meant to tweet this, but like there's a bunch of, Aaron Rodgers jersey swaps out there where he's in the Jets. A lot of them are old, but I was pulling a bunch from the internet for the episode, and I noticed, it's like, why does Aaron Rodgers look miserable in most of these jersey swaps? Usually, like, they find, like, a picture where they're animated or happy. Yeah. Rodgers and all of them is just like, I'm a Jet. But today he shows up. Ooh, when he saw Nathaniel Hackett, I saw a twinkle in his eye. A twinkle.
Twinkle, twinkle, baby. Twinkle, twinkle.
Yeah.
No, but I'm very happy for Aaron Rodgers. Had a heartfelt Instagram post, kind of went through all the memories, and of course ended it with something that, because like I already kind of went through this. That's the dumbest take I've ever seen in my life. In terms of Rodgers and moving on, it's complicated. I already did this like a month and a half ago. I feel like I already processed this, but him saying like, I'll see you soon, Green Bay. And I was like, that one was a good old shot to the heart. Cause I feel like you had that with like Elway leaving, but that's about it in terms of like kind of connection, right? Like long-term
Manning it was pretty strong with Manning too, but
oh, yeah. I mean, he was there for a short amount of time, but
it was shorter, but it was powerful. Yeah, Elway, that I lived in, that's when I was in Kansas, and I just happened to be sick that day. So I didn't go to school.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, like, I wasn't following like when the press conferences and all that shit would be.
Yeah.
But ESPN aired his retirement speech, and I remember thinking, like, I am so lucky to be sick today because I get to watch my hero retire on TV. So I watched it, and I got, like, super sad. I was just, like, 14 crying, 15 crying, or I don't remember how old I was. Yeah.
Pre-grieved. Yeah, I'm pre-grieved.
Great reference.
And Perna will understand that reference too. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 reference. Yes, I pre-grieved. But listen, you and I can
talk. From there, I lived there for a while.
You and I can talk about like the trade. 'Cause I'm curious to get like your take on it because I did a bunch of videos, streams, what have you. You know, what did you think about like the compensation?
And then you put out one more video. I'm like, that crazy man. Because you had already done so much, and then there was one more. I was like, he is insane, guys.
Oh, we didn't stop. Like we didn't. I have not.
It's like a respectful insane. Like I respect it.
I appreciate that. Oh, congratulations to the Denver Nuggets as well. Like they beat the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Nice. I had to gut that one out. Nuggets going on.
Got to dance the salsa in full salsa up. Yeah, fine. That's easy. That's fine.
Whoa.
That's fine. I'll do this. I'll do that on the weekends. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, so give me your thoughts about the trade. I'll remind you. It's okay. Give me thoughts about the trade item.
No, I mean, like, I think compensation-wise seemed to be pretty fair. I think both teams walk away getting kind of what they want, what they need from the situation. Mm-hmm. So, like, all the BS leading up to it was just BS. Obviously, I think the Jets' prospects are better this season because of Aaron Rodgers. Here's where I started to like think about it, and
you tell him, baby, what you got? What you got?
As long as the Jets' defense is as good as it was last year, or continues on that trajectory, it's going to be fun. AFC is going to be wild, and Rodgers. He can play about as good as he was last year, right? Which was still
I think he could play a little bit better than that though, because he had a broken thumb all year.
He had a broken. No, I'm saying like I think he could play a lot better than that. But if he plays at that level, I think the Jets are just a lot better. They were so hamstrung by their
quarterback
QB play outside of when Mike White was in there briefly before he got hurt. Offensive line should be better. Mekhi Becton went through a body transformation. So everything's looking up for the Jets. You should be very optimistic. The weird caveat in the whole thing that we don't know is it's been a while since Rodgers has had to play this fierce of competition on a regular basis. He's been cruising in a division that just cannibalized itself, but as bottom feeders. Like, who could be the worst? Even their best team last year was terrible.
It's true.
So, I think the Jets will be good. I think their defense will be good. I think they'll get into the playoffs, and I think they'll lose in the playoffs. But it'll be such an improvement for the Jets that they are going to, at the end of the season, be praying to the gods, the stars, the ayahuasca deities that Aaron Rodgers comes back for one more season. And I just don't know if he is going to.
And that, Brandon Perna, because again, we pre-grieved, went through the process. Yesterday was definitely sad. It was like, damn, like this is officially happening.
So, hold on. You're right, Andrew. You're 100% correct.
I mean, he is, though. He is 100% correct. That's accurate. I think that is the most exciting part. I am very excited to see Jordan Love. You know, it's going to be something new. It's the third time in my life that I, as a Packers fan, that I have experienced a new starting QB in September since freaking 2008.
Yeah.
It's been a while, right? Third time in my life, though. So that's exciting. But the fact that next offseason, I don't have to go through any drama, zero. I don't have to worry, is Rodgers coming back or not? Because that draft pick is not conditional on if he plays next season. It's the 65% of snaps. He played over 65% of snaps with a broken thumb. I ain't concerned. But I could just go, great.
Yeah.
We have
Can
what
play
is likely to be our
65% of the snaps with a broken heart?
Yeah.
We don't.
But, Brandon, you don't understand. An off season without trauma. Do you know how
you're gonna get,
long I've craved this?
You're gonna be tearing yourself up about Jordan Love. It's gonna be inconclusive.
He's not gonna leave.
Packers fans are gonna be like, bring him back. Everybody else is gonna be like, trade him. We need a quarterback of the future. It'll be a different kind of drama, which will be relief. Do you feel more relieved than you do sad about the ending of an era with your QB?
I felt more sad a month and a half ago because
you did pre-grieve.
I legit pre-grieved. And the problem is it kind of just, I know. And I was just concerned of like, okay, like when's it going to happen? Like when's the shoe going to drop? And then like all the grieving was like squeezed out of me like a sponge. And it took a month and a half and it just wringed it out. So at this point I was like, all right, I feel okay. And then it was the Instagram post. I'm like, okay, I'm a little sad again. Yeah. So
you're a dry towel is what you're telling me.
Yeah. It kind of just, it really,
damp towel.
And you and I talked about this. It kind of like sucked the fun out of it a bit in terms of like that excitement of like, wow, like blockbuster announcement, because it just got dragged.
The Jets and Packers are murderers of fun, basically. You know, the way they made that trade take so long. It was like they had this opportunity to host this giant party. Okay. They invite all their friends. They get great food, a great spread. There's going to be all this fun. Everybody shows up, opens the cooler, and it's just a bunch of non-alcoholic beer. That's what it felt like. Oh,
but it's not even like
invite. Now we don't get to get drunk, and we got to sit here for 5 hours and pretend to have fun without being inebriated. That's not how adult parties work.
No. I mean, he would actually like DBZ Abridged though. He would like that.
God damn it. I'm not watching Dragon Ball Z.
Honestly, if we just like force our culture on Perna just through punishments, we really could change him. I haven't
even looked at the Pokemon rap yet.
I still haven't even
looked at it.
There's no bad
finish
examples of that history, right?
Special.
It could happen. See, and by the way, Mr. Brandon Perna here. What? Mr. Brandon Perna. It showed up in my Discord because Brandon and I almost never watch each other's content. Someone's using the phrase, what if he kinda sucks? Oh, where'd you get that one from, Brandon? Where did you... I got a screenshot that tells a very different story. It's just a little commandeering. You know what that is? That's cultural appropriation. All right? That's what that is.
No, you know what you should be mad at is...
no.
I said my honest thoughts about the trade, and I said I hope Jordan Love is good for my dear friend Tom Grossi. I said that's how I feel about it. And then I said, but the football fan in me hopes that the Packers suck and that they've got to go through life without a quarterback, because going from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers, 30 years of Hall of Fame QB play ain't right. You ain't lived in the real world of football fandom, Packers fans. And now I hope you get just a little taste of what the rest of us have to deal with when you don't have a quarterback, because it's a different life out here. It'll do some crazy things to you, Tom. It'll make you a little wonky in the old marble container that you call your stupid brain. And then I said, not out of spite, but just so we actually have something in common for once on the football field.
Take off your shirt and shave your initials into your chest. You've owed this for like 2 weeks.
I got to do that.
I'm going to do it live. Doesn't do it.
We'll do it live.
Listen.
No, we'll do it live. We'll do it today. Do it today.
You said that 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but we forgot. We got busy. We're not going to get busy today.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows about Jordan Love. That's why it's like it's a mystery.
Yeah.
And you know what else is? History's a mystery. But yeah, no, I hope he's going to be good. But I think they're going to be drafting some guys to help to help Jordan Love. Now, here's the thing. You're not wrong, because you're not wrong. But I've explained this too. But it's just a different level. It's a different level of crushing disappointment because, again, you won a Super Bowl more recently than we did.
Oh no, I know.
Right? So
I remember.
You were like, we got our ring. It's like it's Rams fans, it's Bucks fans, it's Broncos fans of like, we got our ring. That's it. Like, all right, time to suck now. We just got to kind of embrace it for a while. The Packers, they had that franchise QB that they didn't trade for. They had it was just they drafted him. They got incredibly lucky and they developed him and he became a Hall of Famer, right? But then every single season was the expectation because you had that Hall of Fame QB. I was talking to Cole about this, of all people, because like he also understands. So the Chiefs, right? If the Chiefs don't at least reach the AFC Championship game, that season is a failure for the Chiefs, right? Because the expectation is that every single year they're going to be competing for a Super Bowl. Why? Because they have Patrick Mahomes, they have Andy Reid, they have Travis Kelce. So if that's the expectation every year, you could go undefeated during the regular season. But if you lose short of the AFC Championship game or the Super Bowl, it's just a complete failure. And I'm not looking for pity because I ain't going to get any, but it's that idea of like the expectation is it's Super Bowl or bust. And we haven't had that success since technically 2011. So now it's kind of a different shift. And I think there's a little bit of relief for Packers fans because it's like, you know what? Jordan Love might suck. We don't know. But then we don't have Super Bowl expectations this year. And that is going to be very different because ever since like 1993, we've had those aspirations.
Yeah. It's so after the Broncos win that Super Bowl from the 2015 season, Manning retires. We know he's going to retire. We thought we had the heir apparent in Brock Osweiler.
Yeah.
He leaves. We're like, oh snap. What now? We got Trevor Siemian, though. Okay. We had higher expectations because the defense was so dominant the year before. And they had a winning record that following season. They just missed the playoffs, and they were an overtime victory against the Chiefs away, really, from making it. But until you get through it, you don't understand how much it sucks to watch football.
Yeah.
When your offense every week is like, are they going to do anything? And Siemian was okay. Siemian was our last great quarterback.
Great.
That wasn't Manning, really. Statistically, he was better than Russell Wilson. So it's one place to be there mentally. But once you start to see it, maybe you'll be pleasantly surprised. So maybe he sucks, and I think it's like he's either got to be good or he's got to suck because then it's easier to move on or go in the direction forward. If you're just uncertain about him after 1 year, which is where like a lot of teams are with young QBs.
Which is what I'm anticipating. Like I hope that we have a definitive answer. Like even like with Justin Fields, right? There was a lot of questions and it was like, we just need to see if he's our guy. And they went through the season. The beginning looked real rough for Bears fans because he did not, and Luke Getsy was not accommodating for him at all. I do not think that's ever going to happen. But then like Luke Getsy started doing his job well. And then Justin Fields started doing better. And like, you're like, well, this kid could definitely rush and he can throw. I know like the media craps on him, but he could throw. So now they've kind of put a team around him. That's what they're going to do with the draft. And I think the team is going to be better and you're going to see Justin Fields improve. The point that I'm trying to make is like, I it's not even a knock against Love. I hope Love is phenomenal. Like, I hope he's great. I am rooting for Jordan Love so hard because, of course, like there's the viral clip of me screaming into a bunch of clothes because at 21, I didn't think we should have drafted a quarterback. I had nothing to do with Jordan Love. I scream and then I go, well, he's got a lot of potential because I think he does. It's just we don't know. It's a different look for Packers fans. And listen, we theoretically are probably going to be in a really weak division. We could do well. It's just we don't know what we have. I'm excited to see what we have, and we take it from there.
Yep. You'll take it from there.
That's it.
You will take it from
Hasn't
there.
Justin Fields just won one game against NFC North opponents?
Yeah, I mean, Justin Fields has got to be the most hyped up quarterback coming off a 3-win season I've ever seen in my life. But it's real. Like, the Bears weren't losing because of Fields, and they were in games because of him. And Justin Fields is a good example of where the Broncos took a very good player in Pat Surtain instead of Justin Fields. And I love Surtain. He's amazing. He's probably going to finish his career as a Hall of Fame corner. But I talked about it in the Broncos draft video. Like, I would rather be sitting here with Justin Fields heading into year 3 with all of my draft picks and the quarterback being on a rookie deal than what the Broncos ultimately did with, dangerous.
Oh, yeah. I never have to hear about
one thing I wanted to talk about today.
Oh, I did see Richard Sherman saying like, "Oh, nobody's gonna fear the Packers anymore." Okay.
I mean,
all right. We're gonna get less primetime.
Feared them for a while, but
that's fine. That's fine. All right, there you go.
It's mock draft season, and per PFF and their draft simulator, Bears fans have done more mock drafts than any other fan base this season.
But that makes sense. They've been doing it since week 8 of last year.
Fair enough.
Like, yep. Okay. Let's start looking at the draft.
Lions, second place. Look at that NFC North. I think there's some optimism now that Rodgers is gone. Plus, those teams both have multiple. Wait, did the Bears have multiple? No, they don't have multiple firsts.
No.
Lions have multiple firsts. Packers fans doing it. Vikings fans. Like, NFC North is looking to the future.
We represent, baby.
Now, if you go down to the bottom here, Niners, Rams, Broncos, Dolphins.
Yep. Makes sense.
All teams participating in the F them picks philosophy. So if you don't have a first-round draft pick, just shows nobody gives a shit about doing a mock draft.
See, no, but that's hysterical because the Cardinals have the 3rd overall pick and they're still in the bottom because they're just like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah, they're in limbo.
All the trades.
I just thought this was interesting.
Chiefs don't even have to do mock drafts because why? It doesn't matter. I had this conversation with Cole, and I was explaining it is really. I wasn't with Cole. It was the show I was on, the Raw Ball podcast on Monday. I had this conversation and saying it's now like Patrick Mahomes he gets that guaranteed Tom Brady bye because he's in a weak division. And is likely going to get the first seed because they're amazing. And they're going to win the division and make the playoffs before the season even starts. So this draft for them, they're like, yeah, whoever we get, cool. We already have a Super Bowl winning team. We traded away our best wide receiver and won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So basically, Brandon, stop sucking. Because it's your fault. It is all your fault. Because if you were a better football team, then you could be able to stop Patrick Mahomes from winning the Super Bowl. But guess what? You didn't. So this is on you, buddy. This is on you.
No.
It is on you. It's on you.
You mentioned the old Arizona Cardinals there. Okay.
Yes.
Don't know what they're going to do with pick number 3. Warren Sharp put out this tweet. Kyler Murray is lobbying for the Cardinals to draft offensive line Paris Johnson. Paris
Hilton on the offensive line. I don't think she'd do too great.
No. Paris Johnson, that might have been the title of her sex tape. I don't know. 2021, Murray lobbied for the Cardinals to take Creed Humphrey. They did not. They should have. Instead, they drafted linebacker. 2020, Murray, Cardinals draft Tristan Wirfs. They did not. Instead, they go linebacker again. Even worse, the Cardinals have had 10 picks in the first rounds the last 3 years. They drafted seven defensive players. Their defense has been terrible. One tight end, Trey McBride. That'll pay dividends. One wide receiver, Rondale Moore.
Tweets should not be this long.
Josh Jones. Yeah. Oh no, that tweet's very long. But the point is, I think old Kyler Murray should also be the Cardinals GM. I don't know why they hired whatever his name is. Just let Kyler Murray do your draft picks. What he lacks in, I don't know, study habits. I think he knows ball. This is interesting because if the Cardinals do just take who they think is possibly the best offensive lineman at 3, that's going to shake up everybody's mock drafts. But maybe more likely, if they're like, okay, we do need to improve our offensive line, then they definitely move out, and they can move pretty much, I think, anywhere in those top 15 picks and still probably get Paris Johnson.
Or Paris Hilton.
Yeah.
Someone,
but
please
I think Kyler's right. Maybe some offensive line protection. If they had Wirfs right now,
yeah,
and Creed Humphrey, one would have helped the Chiefs suck a little less because Creed Humphrey is freaking amazing at center, and it would have screwed over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't know if they win that Super Bowl without Wirfs on the line. Or was that after? I don't know. But Wirfs was a slam dunk. Could have weakened really my 2 biggest enemies, was the year they won the Super Bowl. You stupid birds.
Like that draft.
Stupid ass birds.
Oh no, Case Cookis is real. Case Cook is not only real, but he is a god. Someone please Photoshop Paris Hilton in a Cardinals uniform, please.
Paris Johnson.
But
I'll take
more importantly, I think there's going to be a run on offensive linemen, like offensive tackles in the first round. I'm really, really starting to get that sense because there's just not a lot of really good ones that you want to like. There's a lot of guys who need a lot of development. Even the first rounders, there's a bunch of guys who need time. But there's so many needs for offensive line for almost all of these teams. Even for the Eagles, they had one of the best offensive lines, just to keep that depth going. You're sitting there at number 10, maybe you take a top guy. Why not? Because it's a incredibly important position. So 2, and then 3. I'm feeling that this is the draft that a lot of teams want to trade back and not up, because there's only so much talent in the top 10, and then there's a drop off. So I think you want to try to get that value potentially for next year and or just move back because the day 2 picks are where you're really going to start hitting home runs in this draft.
Yeah. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's all a guess.
I
did hear that the Texans have been calling about their number 12 pick. So we've been talking a lot about what they'll do at 2.
Yeah.
They may be trying to move up with their number 12 pick, pass on QB at 2, take BPA, best player available, and then draft a QB with that second one. Just something I heard.
You know what I've heard?
I mean, on probably television. It's not a secret. I have no sources.
I was watching the TV.
You
know what I heard? I don't get it, Brandon. I explained to you on Monday. I don't get it. Now, and I know there's Reddit posts and all this, but the betting lines have shifted massively that Will Levis is going to go first. What is happening?
Some say it's because of a Reddit troll job.
I don't get it.
And I think sports books now have Reddit trollers.
I wouldn't be surprised, but the odds.
He's that good. He's that good. You watch that man play. Watch him. That's all I got is a corner. All right.
Come on. Really emotional there, Brandon.
He's a Hall of Famer. I know him when I see him.
You do?
Yep.
Didn't you?
Training camp. Terrell Davis said Hall of Famer.
What did you say about Russell Wilson last season?
I didn't call him a Hall of Famer. Said he'll finish his career as a Hall of Famer probably at some point. And he still will. He's got Sean Payton now. He had pushover Hackett before. Gave way to all of Russell's demands. Russ needs a guy to say no. Shut up and play ball.
See, that's funny. I thought they just needed Russell Wilson to throw the football well, but apparently he just needed to be told no.
He did throw the football well at times. Sometimes he just didn't see where he needed to throw it. But the throws were all right.
I don't think Anderson will be there by the time the Seahawks are picking, but I just like first, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Go first. Also, whoever winds up drafting him, I am going to laugh at that team. I'm just letting you know because I'm going to make so many bad food take jokes. You have no idea.
This is what I think happens right now. Panthers take Bryce Young. Texans try to get cute, so they don't take a quarterback. They draft, I don't know, Will Anderson at 2. Raiders trade up with the Cardinals, and then they take probably C.J. Stroud over Will Levis, but we know they kind of like Will Levis, so I kind of hope it's Will Levis. So let's just say the Raiders trade up to 3 and take Will Levis. Then the Colts take C.J. Stroud. Boom, boom,
they would
boom.
the Colts would be so happy if CJ Stroud falls to them. They'd be like, thank you.
Or maybe the Colts would just jump. I think if the Texans don't take a QB at 2, it's a race between the Colts and the Raiders trying to trade with the Cardinals to get to spot 3. Would you agree, Tom?
Say that one more time.
The Colts and the Raiders trying to get to spot number 3 if the Texans don't take a quarterback at 2.
Colts, I see like no.
Or what about the Patriots?
So, I mean, listen, I'm pretty sure Bill Belichick has deactivated Mac Jones' key card at this point because it just seems like it's done. So,
Mac Jones to the Texans and Patriots first round pick next year, second round pick this year.
Oh my God.
Wow. Then the Texans have 12 and 15.
That's kind of amazing. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Represent Colorado.
Colorado. I mean, yeah, they definitely could trade up. I could see it. I don't know. I think there might not be so many trades. I'm like maybe like in the later like parts of the first, but I think maybe later.
Yeah.
I don't think top 10 there's gonna be too much movement.
We'll see.
Also, the Panthers know who they want to pick, which
they
obvious.
finally made a decision.
Yeah, which is probably Bryce Young. That's true. Nicole Richie, that's true. That's true.
To me, it's very strange that the Panthers would trade up to number 1 and not already know who their guy is.
Yes, I agree.
They might be, I guess, like they could be like, there are 2 guys we really like, and we just want to narrow it down between the 2, but I don't know. I think we gave a lot of credit to Josh McCown's love for CJ Stroud, but we really never knew who Frank Reich loved or the GM Scott Fitterer. So now we're talking Paris Johnson Hilton the third going to Arizona.
Nailed it. Paris Hilton, new GM of the Arizona Cardinals, and also player.
Yeah, they're the next team. They're going to lose their owner too, Michael Bidwell.
Looks like he's not going to bid well.
Bid farewell.
Titans are getting a new stadium.
Yeah, they need one. Nissan Stadium. Not good.
Toyota.
I don't want to knock
better.
Nissan, but
Toyota.
Well, they secure $1.2 billion in public funding.
I don't think they're going to go after Addison. Addison's too small. Addison's not their prototypical wide receiver. JSN is a little bit smaller too, so that's why I have hesitation about that. But I kind of want, again, I think the Packers should go O-line in the first round, but if they pick JSN, I'm going to laugh my ass off just because the irony is going to be too good.
Is this David Bakhtiari's last year in Green Bay?
It might be. Because, again, he played really well next year, but we are going to get slapped in the face with his cap. Like, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt next year. So, if Russ wins the MVP, I'll be very happy for Brandon Perna because that means that
Russ VP. Russ VP. That would be insane.
Dude, if he won, or does he win MVP or comeback player of the year? He's not winning comeback player of the
year. How cute.
Yeah, no, we just have all the other ones that we've been kicking the can down the road. 2024 is going to hurt.
Win MVP even if he
2025 will be good.
Broke the single season passing touchdown record. I think that's how much people hate him.
I have to wait to see if it's going to be good.
The Broncos could be undefeated. He could throw 57 touchdown passes, 6,000 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns, 400 rushing yards, and he would still get 0 MVP votes. They'd be like, it's all Sean Payton. Sean Payton fixed him.
But you don't think that's going to happen, right?
No, not a chance.
not a chance. Well, so DeMar Hamlin, but Metchie is also back, right? Because he's back practicing.
Metchie kicked cancer right in its ugly dick and beat it.
Good. Wait, he kicked it and then just punched it, or
both?
Oh, okay.
So get out of here, cancer.
Good. He's like, you stupid cancer penis.
Yeah,
all right.
That's a story that kind of got lost in the ether last year.
It really did.
And Metchie could be really like a key piece to that Texans offense, especially if they do take a quarterback. Like, nobody's talking about him, but he was diagnosed with leukemia last July. Beat it, and he will return. So that's a really good story.
Yeah. Let's go. Kick it right in the face. Anyway, Joe Burrow, Justin Jefferson, they also 5th-year options, of course, obviously, as both of them are going to be working on long-term deals. Are both of them, are they going to get the most amount of money for a QB ever and the most amount of money for a wide receiver ever until eventually it gets broken? But, like Jamar Chase, might break it. But, yeah, do you think Justin Jefferson is going to get the highest wide receiver contract ever, and Joe Burrow is going to get the highest QB one ever? I think both for yes.
Yeah, I mean, the Vikings they'll be able to pay Jefferson. Won't be an issue.
They won't.
They'll have Kirk Cousins off the books, and probably in solitary confinement for all of his past deeds.
It's gonna
hurt. Yeah, Joe Burrow. Like I've said before, though, Burrow, he's a different cat. He might take the 3rd best contract to show
push it out.
Yeah, to show he's trying to do the team friendly sort of thing. But who knows?
I think he's gonna get paid. I think they're just gonna potentially structure it like a Patrick Mahomes deal. Because listen, if you're
Mahomes going to get repaid soon, they're going to change that deal at some point.
Yeah. 100%. He's going to get paid a lot of money.
Here's a good question. If you're an NFL GM, you going with Joe Burrow or Jalen Hurts?
If you're a traditional NFL GM that likes pocket passers, then you're going to go with Joe Burrow. But
I didn't say what that. I said if you're a GM, Tom.
Oh, me?
Who are you taking?
I'm not going to lie. I'm taking Joe Burrow.
Ooh.
I think I think that Jalen Hurts. Yeah, top 5 quarterback last season, easy. Joe Burrow for me is you and I both, right, said that he'd be MVP. I think you're going with Burrow.
Yeah, I'd take Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts has the mobility, and Burrow can run, but Hurts has that whole different aspect of the game. But I think that you could plug Joe Burrow in to a bunch of different teams, and he can elevate those teams significantly. I'm not saying that Hurts can't. I think that the Eagles have done a great job building a team around him, and that's one of the reasons why he's been so successful.
Yeah, sure.
You disagree?
I mean, Bengals built a pretty crazy offense around Joe Burrow, too.
Yeah, just not O-line. Just not O-line for a while. I mean, but like, again, like O-line, running game, Mixon is good. And
they both lost the Super Bowl.
They did.
And if you had to say one played better than the other in the Super Bowl, it would be Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts played way better than Joe Burrow in the Super Bowl. Now, he didn't go against the same defense, but Jalen Hurts was better in the biggest game than Joey B. And they both got screwed by some ticky-tacky pass interference calls.
There we go.
Basically, the real enemy there is the officials. Joe Burrow and Jalen Hurts should both have Super Bowls if it weren't for the officials.
I mean, that is also accurate, too. He had a terrible offense. He got sacked 9 times by the Titans a couple weeks prior, so that's...
Yeah, but, like, and don't get me wrong, the Eagles have an insane offensive line. But one way you get around not having the best offensive line is when your QB can also run the football.
Correct.
Like, that helps so much.
I mean, listen, you can kind of plug and play. Like, look at Gardner Minshew against the Cowboys, right? They put up, was it like 40 points or near 40 points? Like, they almost beat the Cowboys with Gardner Minshew. But then they played the Saints and they got their teeth kicked in. So I think you can only do so much, but there's like the potential there that you could just plug a quarterback into the Eagles team and like they'll do well. But Hurts just elevates it so much more, like you said, because of being able to extend the play, like the rushing component, etc.
Basically, like the reason you go with Joe Burrow over Jalen Hurts is because of the style of play. You know, he should be good, very good, dominant for 10 years. Jalen Hurts, you're like, should be dominant for the next 3 to 5 years. After that, like if he loses a bit of his speed or whatever in the run game where that's not as much of a threat, it's like, where is he as a passer at that point? So that's why they bet on it. But if I'm a GM, I'm just going to bet on that 5-year window instead of 10. Because to me, I enjoy watching like an Eagles offense a little bit more than a Bengals offense.
So much fun.
But I like the Bengals. It's not so much Burrow as it is like, oh, Jamar Chase was insane today, or T. Higgins went off. I just like the style of when a team can assault you with the run or the pass.
Sure. I'd be really happy with Myles Murphy. I've mocked him a bunch of times there. I mean, from Clemson, I'd be totally happy with that.
Is that son of
Mark Murphy?
Mark Murphy.
It's not. No.
Oh, man.
It is not. You're not wrong. You're not. I mean, Kyler Murray. This is Kyler Murray. Oh, it's fine. Kyler Murray doesn't need an offensive line. He could just run real fast.
Yeah.
I mean, accurate. So it's going to be interesting. I also put in here that idea of 3 predictions for the draft about what you think is like, what would you bet on? Like, this is what I think is going to happen.
Yeah. Did you see Chris Collinsworth taking our Hendon Hooker to the Chiefs pick?
No.
Yeah, they did a mock draft on Pro Football Focus, and Collinsworth was there, and he mocked Hendon Hooker to the Chiefs at 31, just like we did on Clickbait. So
why? What was the rationale?
If that happens,
it's just a waste of a pick.
Put me in the Hall of Fame if it happens, is all I'm saying. All right, 3 predictions for the NFL draft. Well, I kind of just did one, didn't I?
Hendon Hooker to the Chiefs?
No, if the Texans pass on a QB, then it's the Colts or the Raiders jump into 3. Here's my bold prediction.
What do you got?
The Texans will not be stupid, and they will take CJ Stroud at number 2. We've had all this talk, all the CJ's falling, blah, 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 blah. Texans take a QB at 2. like they should.
All right. Bold prediction. I don't think there are any trades in the top 5.
Ooh.
I think it just plays out. Plays out. See how things fall. That's one of my bold predictions.
Bold prediction.
2.
I really believe if Anthony Richardson is there, the Seattle Seahawks take him.
I actually agree with that. I do. They could go like defensive line, like they go maybe like you'll get like a top edge rusher, but I think just the prospect of that is too great. And I mentioned this too. The Seahawks have like a good football team, and they're not in a great division right now. So like they have to worry about the 49ers.
Yeah.
So you don't know when you're going to be picking the top 5 again. Go get Anthony Richardson, have him sit behind Geno Smith. So, that'd be interesting. That would be interesting.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Bold prediction. The Packers go offense in the first round.
Ooh.
They go offense.
That was also what I said. In hilarious fashion, the Packers will take a first-round wide receiver for the first time.
So
now that Aaron
Quentin
Rodgers
Johnston makes the most amount of sense because just based off who the Packers have drafted in the past, but I don't want him. I don't. But they are probably going to. I think he visited too. So
yeah.
Oh no, they're 100% taking his. They're 100% picking up his 5th-year option.
Yeah.
100%.
My actual other bold prediction is it is the Patriots who leapfrog all of the teams to get a quarterback.
Ooh.
Belichick has that relationship with Nick Caserio too, with the Texans. Like when you have those like trusted relationships where you can throw around some ideas to make that move without it getting like leaked. I think they're going to be the team that do it.
Okay.
Let's see here.
You know what? What team is going to make the smartest first round like draft pick choice that they're going to be like, wow, these guys did a great job? Because like last year you had the Jets and Giants, right? After day 1, you're like, wow, they crushed it. Of course, they have multiple picks, which also helped, but they nailed it. What team is going to be like, yep, they done did real good?
Fucking Seattle. Probably fucking Seattle.
I think it's Seattle. I think it's or Detroit. Because Detroit has 2 also. I think Detroit could look really good. Unfortunately.
Seattle's in such a good position to address their biggest needs with also best players available. You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
I'm hoping the Lions do, but the Jameson Williams thing makes me feel like they might take a receiver and they don't really need to.
At like 18, like they take it with their second pick.
But his losing him for 6 games, that's a blow to your offense.
Yeah.
18 would be a great spot for them to take the best tight end in the draft. What?
So that's interesting. Chase Young didn't get his 5th-year option picked up. Yeah. He's had a weird career. I mean, number 2 overall pick, but he's just been injured.
Yeah.
That's because let's see.
It's not that weird. It's the Washington team.
So that's crazy though. So because right now, because his stats are so underwhelming. I mean, again, he was just injured, but he had like that good first season. He had 7.5 sacks, and then 1.5. He's only played 12 games in the past 2 years. That's rough, dude. But he should be back like healthy this year, right?
You think? It's tough. Like,
I don't know if he lasts that long.
Injuries, they throw a wrench into everything, right? And that's kind of been the critique of what the Broncos did last offseason when they spent money on bringing in Randy Gregory, who insanely talented when he's healthy, but that has been literally never. and he missed a ton of time last year. So it's like, okay, now we think he's going to be healthy again this upcoming season, but you can't bet on that. So yeah, it's a weird spot. I think if you're a team though, and you have a guy like Chase Young, even if he's had those injury issues, you put that 5th year option on him. Like, that's why it's there. And if he over exceeds expectations, fine. If not, you kind of overpay for an edge rusher for 1 year, right? I don't know. I would have done it, but I'm also
that's
Washington,
because it's kind of a premium position, but it's not a QB. Because the Giants did the same exact thing. They didn't pick up Daniel Jones' 5th year option, and then he did well enough that they had to give him a contract. They basically were forced to. Yeah. So, it's a complete and total gamble. And I mean, Chase Young, I think it makes sense because it's like, hey, the past 2 years, you just haven't been healthy. You ball out this year, you get a contract. But it's also not going to be like a record-breaking one.
But the Raiders did that with Josh Jacobs, right? They didn't give him his 5th year option, and then they franchise tagged him.
Yep.
So, like, does anybody know, like, what the difference is monetarily between the 5th year option and the franchise tag?
Well, it changes every year because,
but like, because the franchise tag is an average of like the top 5 players, or how many players at the position salary?
Because I know franchise tag, not the franchise tag, the 5th year option is one I looked into. Like, yeah, for quarterback, like it used to be just like an aggregate average, but now it's like based off how many snaps you play. Like, that's why Jordan Love's, like, his was a weird one because he just hasn't played. So if they, like, for example, like picked up his 5th year option, I think it's like $20 million, something like that, maybe $24 million. It's top 5 for a franchise.
Let's see here. The 5th year option.
5th year option, again, it changes, but it's like an aggregate, but it also depends on snaps. It depends on like a ton of different things.
Yeah.
Franchise tag is top 5 average.
Okay. Yeah, so it's both like a good amount of money for either one, but
and then the 5th year option, again, that also changed in the new CBA that it's fully guaranteed also. So that's why teams are more hesitant, because in the past that wasn't the case. They could just pick up the 5th year option and be like, okay, but if they got hurt or whatever, they're like, all right, whatever.
You got it.
So that'd be interesting. That would be interesting.
They don't. I think that's the thing. Like,
Carter,
I think they're going to go. Their bigger need is defensive interior over edge.
So I said, in my opinion, the Lions could either do something really risky if the board falls this way, or they could do something safe. If they want to be safe, they go after a corner. They get Witherspoon or Gonzalez because they need to address secondary. If they want to take a big swing, they go Jalen Carter if he falls to them, because then you have him in the interior and you have Hutch on the same line and you prosper. Again, it's a risk because of everything with going on with Jalen Carter, but I would think that Dan Campbell would be able to right that ship a little bit. So, just saying.
Yeah, if they get better on defense, it's a huge win. It's a huge win for what was one of the worst defenses last year.
Yeah. So, we gonna see. Guarantee you the Broncos aren't picking in the first round.
Oh, yeah, but I guarantee you they move up to the 2nd.
Oh, yeah, you want to make that bold prediction?
Yeah.
You know what I want my bold prediction right now?
What?
Get out the razor.
All right. Oh, man.
Are you texting Jess?
No, my text voice was on, so it's just recording everything I'm saying. If you want to see that, go after a corner, Witherspoon, Jalen Carter, it's got it all, man.
This is the transcribing of GPS.
Yeah. And this is a group thread between like my friends that I've known like since elementary school.
You should just send it.
No.
Send it. It's just be a huge wall of text.
Yeah.
Do it.
All right. I'm going to go get my razor.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
Then we'll watch me nick myself on camera.
Hold on. I'm going to share this on Twitter saying that you're about to shave your chest. That'll bring in the views. All right. Live on GPS, Brandon Perna is about to shave TG into his chest hair because reasons. I don't even remember why this was. Did he lose a bet or something? I honestly don't even remember at this point. But we gonna get it, baby. We gonna get it. No! I swear to Christ, if the Lions get Darnell Washington, you already heard me with J-Mo. You don't need to do it, all right? All right? No. Please, no. Please, God, no. You got to get all the running backs from Tulane, of course. Of course. That is just why. Oh, it's Derek Carr. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Derek Carr. Derek Carr made this happen. Without him, we wouldn't be getting a TG. I'm doing pretty good, Lane. How are you? Getting excited for the draft. Getting very excited. It's tomorrow. Lots of things going on. Lots of prep. Lots and lots of prep. I did tag you. Damn it. You know, Johnny, this is the problem. Oh, my God. Well, guess what, Johnny? That means you have to shave your chest. That's it. That means that you got to shave it. That's it. Sorry. Those just be the rules. You're just like, Tom, I don't have any. Well, I'd better see a TG in there in blood. And honestly, it's your fault. But, yep, shaving that chest. Shaving it up. Brandon, I also love, we need to, like, really get Brandon a better chair. Like, he's sitting on a butt pillow, guys, for, like, lumbar support. We got to get him a better chair. We got to get him a good one. You know? We got to like, start a crowdfunding for a better chair.
All right.
Look, here he is. Here he is. Oh, there he is. Okay.
Go upstairs, decided to pee. And Carmi wanted me to change your poopy diaper. I said no. Then she got sad.
I was going to say, if you changed a diaper in that time, I would have been super impressed.
Oh, I can change a diaper so fast.
I know he's like that.
Watch those numbers go up, baby.
All
right.
Okay. Here we go. Let's go.
Facebook.com/ThatsGoodSports.
Here we go. All right.
We got a T and a G, right?
A T and a G, baby.
So I gotta go.
All right. Here we go. All right. Oh, right on the nipple. Okay, here we go. All right.
G is gonna be hard.
Yep, that is gonna be.
So I'll start with the G.
I don't have to, so. Okay. You're gonna start with the G. I would think the G is gonna be a little bit more difficult. All right, here we go. There's.
It's so thick.
What? How are you doing the G? Oh, okay. You're doing like a 6 cut. It's so thick.
Woo!
That actually looks pretty solid. I love how the nipple is in the G.
This is for Aaron Rodgers.
What? No. It's for Derek Carr. It's
Aaron Rodgers leaving Green. Whoa, yeah, all right.
All right. That was a pretty good G. That's actually pretty it's a very, like, there's a long runway for it, but there it is. There it is. Okay. All right. We got God, this is the show. What other show are you getting this premium content on?
Why don't I have more subscribers? Now you know. Now you know.
There it is. This really is a Manscaped opportunity here. Look how well it's doing that. This is the quality content that you want.
Manscaped raising money for Testicular Cancer Society this month.
Hell yeah.
TG, baby! I'm a man of my word.
Baby.
That doesn't look too bad.
It doesn't. That looks pretty great. Oh, you're gonna add something? What are you gonna add? What are you?
Just kidding.
Oh, okay.
Pay for that. Check out my OnlyFans after this show if you want to see what else I'll shave.
Oh, is there a lot of hair on the ground now?
Yeah, I look like a barber shop.
Oh my God, dude!
Guess what? Stupid ass cardinal birds can come make a nest in this. Make a nest in this little home, you dumb birds. Woo. Gonna need to get the vacuum down here.
Sorry, Jess.
Grossi.
That's right, baby.
Oh, I should have wrote greasy pussy down here.
With just an arrow. Well, that was everything I could have ever asked for. So, Brandon, what do you got?
Why did I have to do this again, Tom?
I asked the same question because I forgot. It's because the Derek Carr trade you got wrong.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's
like how I asked that after I did it.
It was just like, just for funsies. I literally asked the exact same question you were gone because I totally forgot. Look at that. Look at that guy. Look how ripped that man is. Look how toned. Soak it in. Soak it in. Let me know what Jess. Oh, is the Jess vlog coming out soon? That's gotta be on the Jess.
This gotta go in it.
Oh yeah. But Brandon, what do you got coming out today, buddy?
Should have a video about that time Peyton Manning threw 7 touchdowns in a game.
All right.
Maybe
I don't have the chest hair that Brandon has. It's not like I have some chest hair, but it's basically just it's blubber.
Intern shows at your own risk, Theo.
You could have done All right, we'll do GPS next.
That's a lot.
Just gotta really you have to squeeze the P in there. That looks pretty good though.
GPS.
All right, there it is. All right, so you got Peyton Manning video coming out?
Yeah.
Excellent.
What do you got?
I had to reshoot it because I shot 3 mock drafts on Sunday and it took all day. And 2 of them are now garbage so I had to reshoot them. So 7-round mock draft for the Packers coming out today. Every NFL fan's reaction waiting for the draft. That's coming out today too. Also tonight, one of my favorite streams of the year, a night of too many mock drafts. And Brandon, you and I can get bullied together because I paid for PFF.
Yeah!
And someone literally said yesterday on the members Q&A, they're like, why didn't you just ask Perna for his login? And I was like,
oh, you should have.
Didn't think to. Also, it's fine. It's
a write-off.
Don't want to mooch you. Like a mooch off, I don't want to be leech.
Cold down here.
It's oh, yeah, that T and G nipples are really going to be. Bing! But
break through this apple glass on this Mac.
See, if I did this, everyone would be blind right now. Like it would just be like someone let off a flashbang.
Oh my God, it's chilly.
You'll find out tomorrow during
the last thing everybody's gonna see.
That's it, baby. But folks, thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. This is GPS, and you have been navigated. I don't know where though.
Is this your destination? Is this your destination?
Girl, you were twerking.